One of the things that's weird since I've been putting more and more of these videos on social media and lifting and just doing my workouts, where I end up doing them, is the number of people who are surprised at my age. That I'm 60, pushing 61 years old here, and still working out the way that I do. But to me, it's kind of the opposite. I'm surprised that it's not the norm. Y'all grew up the same time I did. Y'all have seen the same stuff I've seen our parents getting older who didn't work out. The generation before us, it was kind of like, you hit 30, 35 and you're kind of done with the physical. You saw how that affected them. But then we saw, previous generations too. Our grandparents, our great-grandparents, some of us had great parents who lived kind of in the farms, worked hard their whole life, and still like my grandpa on my dad's side. No, he's 70-something years old. You would not fuck with that dude. He was just solid as fuck. He'd just throw you around and laugh at you. And I'm a teenager playing football, lifting weights and shit, and he would just swat me around. And it was because that's just how they lived. So somewhere there's that disconnect between your constant activity from early age and on to, I don't know, whether it's, I guess I'll go back to my social studies school teacher, the movement from, rural to the cities to more sedentary jobs and how that's affecting things. But that doesn't change the different things we've learned and that we've seen over the course of time and how that affects things. So, I'm lucky, super, super lucky, because I've grown up with different individuals, over the course of my life and trained with them. A buddy of mine from, we've been friends from, since the early 70s, right? This dude, he's still playing hockey. He's still playing hockey internationally, traveling, and he's 61 years old, and he's a badass, absolute badass, right? Another guy, he's still doing his distance running. Other guys are still lifting. I'm around people who are, in their 30s and 40s, who are playing, rugby with my son. I still see them, and then other folks who, I coach with, and I coach who are, in their 50s and in their 60s who are still getting after it. So my mindset, the folks that I'm surrounded with, aren't the hey, we've given up and we're the sedentary people type of individuals, and that's kind of, I think, where my personal disconnect comes from, because I'll go out, up to the store, go to Sam's Club, or I'll go to, where have you, and you're seeing kids in their teens and in their 20s, and they're moving like they're 70, 80, 90 years old, and where the hell think that's going to put you in your 40s and your 50s if you even make it that long? And it's not, whatever socio thing that you want to call it, fat shaming or whatever disability thing, or had nothing to do with that. It has to do with your lifestyle and the choices that you're making. One of my coaches said this to me one time, and he said it was great. I love the way he put it. It was like, when you're a kid, you look like your parents. When you're an adult, you look like your choices. What are the choices that you're making? What are you doing? How are you hitting things? What are you doing in terms of your health, in terms of your wellness, in terms of your focus? Where do you want to be? Where do you envision yourself to be when you're 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old? I don't see myself, sitting on my ass doing nothing, sitting there, oh yeah, I used to be able to, out deadlift my kid. Well, fuck, I can still out deadlift my kid. And when he can, then, we'll address that situation as it comes up. But point is your mindset. You have to change that. You have to change what you want and what you want. Understand that your foundation of who you are, what you are, and what you're about, that comes from the choices that you make those good choices. You have the same information I have. You don't eat garbage. You should be exercising. You should be eating right. You should be drinking alcohol. You shouldn't be doing any kind of other nonsense that people are doing, and they think it's fine, but it's not. It's not. Use your head, train, lift, eat, sleep, take care of yourself. Longevity, baby. That's what it's all about, man. Be strong, okay? Burn brighter, live strong, be that beacon.